Okay, so I know it's been years since my last Kingdom Hearts D&D story. We'll recap. But since Epic Mickey is getting a remake release soon, hopefully I get this out before then. Mind you, I'm making this in like 5 days. I thought it'd be cool to do a story from the Kingdom Hearts D&D that took place in the Wasteland. To do that, though, we're gonna have to jump way ahead where we last left off, to one of the last worlds our party visited in the campaign. Yen Sid's Tower. Also, because Authorized Player is a piece of shit, and also because I don't want to have to spend time drawing his character or even saying his name from now on shall be Dumbass, along with me drawing a vague outline to not waste my precious time, but also to show his contribution to the story still. So with that, fuck you, Dumbass. And also, context about Yen Sid's Tower and world travel worked. As the players finished a world, it would then open up a path to 2 more worlds. After these worlds were unlocked, the players could visit these worlds, even if they chose the other option in their initial choice. After these worlds were unlocked, the players could visit these worlds, even if they chose the other option the first time. Now, like I said before, this was one of the last worlds the players visited, but it was one of the first worlds they unlocked after Midnight Town. These guys visited a ton of different worlds. And each time, me going, hey, you guys haven't visited Yen Sid's Tower yet. But they kept blowing it off until it was like the second to last world before the final world of the campaign. Mind you, they visited 12 other worlds before this. And this was the second world they unlocked. Players pretty much told me after the campaign, yeah, we've been to that world in the actual game, so we didn't think there would be anything there. And boy, were they wrong. Which, don't be surprised if this isn't the entire adventure, since this world was probably the most lengthy. It starts with our heroes landing at Yen Sid's Tower. Players kinda already knew the basics as they entered the tower, finding a chest that contained a Zuria report, we'll get to that by the end, and then heading up the stairs. As they ascended the stairs, they came to 3 platforms, each with doors. For each door, one of them had to sacrifice something that corresponded to the platform, whether it be an item or a reduction in stats. Shield platform giving up AC, wand, intelligence, or wisdom, and sword being strength, as well as having a few heartless battles in between. But at this point, these guys were past level 20, and thus losing stats in any of these was kind of a moot point. Also, again, this was a world set up to be near the beginning of the campaign, though I did have to buff things up later. Also, yes, past level 20. Which is insane to me now, knowing more about D&D and DMing. Anyway, the party then made their way into Yen Sid's main room, where the old wizard was in the back, talking to himself, constantly repeating this phrase. I'm reading a book, whose story was written, yet its beginning does not match its end. A piece is missing, a page torn out, and another added. But how? The group had 2 points of interest in this room. The door that the wizard was behind doing something, and the other was the strange model set that looked like some kind of theme park, though strange and ominous. The team, even though it was a small room, somewhat split up, most of the group heading to the door and listening to the wizard's words and trying to get his attention. The other, Noon and Dumbass, went over to the set, which then promptly sucked Noon in via a giant black cyclone of ink. Dumbass telling the others before jumping in after Noon and the party following. The party watched as they fell into the strange model, as they were surrounded by paint and thinner swirling around them before waking up at the front gate of a strange place. The gate of this place having missing letters, but some were still on there to make out a name for this place. The Wasteland. The party with nowhere else to go after finding Noon, who was a bit amazed by the large, cute bushes of certain characters, the group decided to enter the gate and see if they could find some way to get out of here, since there wasn't really any immediate way to do so. The entrance led into what seemed like a line for a decrepit ride. The sounds of what seemed like people singing to a song, slow and backwards as the group made their way to a boat bobbing on the greenish-black liquid of quote-unquote water. The group quickly figuring out that whatever this stuff is, it burned and melted almost anything it touched. One of them even figuring out that it seemed to be similar to paint thinner. The group got on the boat and went on a little ride. The party being taken on a twisted, mind-numbing ride as the music played backwards and the decrepit animatronics of children singing their demonic songs. Nate was having a great time though, but as they rode towards their destination, something lurked behind the cutouts of the places of distant lands and worlds, it seemed. That's when it struck. A blast of thinner was shot at the group. Xander, however, was able to deflect the blast with a shield of light. Though upon doing this, it wasn't light, but paint, much to the party's surprise. This then led to our heroes finding out all their light-based abilities used paint, and all their darkness-based abilities used thinner. Also revealed was their attacker, a massive, thinner, heartless dragon. The paint abilities didn't hurt the dragon, however, slowly beginning to coat him in paint and actually increase his HP, while thinner abilities seemed to actually destroy the paint on it. Other than Furia, Seth, and Noon, no one really had dark abilities. So Dumbass decided to use fire on the extremely flammable thinner dragon, while his party was on a wooden boat surrounded by said flammable thinner. We quickly found out this was not a good idea. Soon, most of the ride was up in flames, and our party had to find an alternative to the boat. Noon shifting gravity to have herself falling sideways while holding Furia, Dumbass flying along with Xander, and Seth with Golar over the burning river as they still had a dragon to deal with. Though the party figured out that even if they used paint on the dragon, it seemed to slow him down. Furia, however, figured out a way to hurt the dragon that wasn't fire. Exhaustion. Yeah, Furia had a spell that somehow kept giving the dragon multiple levels of exhaustion. And once you reach 6 levels of exhaustion in D&D, you die. Sadly, you can't use exhaustion to kill a flaming, raging inferno of stupidity. Said inferno did catch the attention of a resident who opened a makeshift gate allowing the party in and closing it behind them, blocking off the flames and the rest of the burning ride. That fire is someone else's problem now. Hey there, this is a future Fox. I kind of ran out of time, and also, I literally made all of this episode within, the last, 4 to 5 days, while also fighting allergies and bunch of scheduling mess ups for myself and all this. It was a mess. So I apologize that this isn't technically the full episode, but then again, Kingdom Hearts isn't, a stranger to having strange 0.5 episodes and all that stuff. So let this be episode 0.5 of The Wasteland. It's actually quite a lengthy world, like I said earlier, but yeah, even this, I wanted it to end at a different spot, but I feel like right here is the best spot I could probably end at right now without having to sacrifice some of the art. So, thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Thanks to Iro for, asking to see the rest of the story, I guess. It's cool seeing when people like my stuff. And be on the lookout for the next part of this. I feel like I'm going to actually start making more of these. These are actually kind of fun when I, don't have to try to squeeze it down within 5 days of making all this. But anyways, thanks for watching your videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. Let your heart be your guiding key.